Welcome back, students, to your English class. Today we are going to continue our story. You remember Grandma Camlong, Tenyang, and Changun. All three of them were discussing about the importance of salt and how Tenyang and Changun decided to go on this expedition to find the salt spring. But what was the obstacle? The obstacle that came in the middle of their path was the herd of wild elephants. Let's see what happened next. You remember these wild elephants, students? So let's see what happened next. Taking care not to make the least noise, they crawled up a little ahead. They could not see the herd. The grey-black hides of the elephants blended too well with the foliage, but the sounds made by the herd as it fed grew louder. Soon it became clear that the elephants had chosen the spot as a feeding ground, and it seemed as if they might stay for quite a while. There was no question of trying to slip through that herd. Their path upstream was firmly blocked. So, students, the noise made by the herd of elephants made Thenyak and Changun quite aware that these elephants are coming towards them. But they could not see them. Why they could not see them? Because the grey hide as in children, the skin of the elephants, the grey color skin of the elephants was getting blended as in children, was getting mixed with the green color forest, green foliage, green color leaves, and it was getting so well blended, so well mixed that the elephants could not be seen clearly. Okay, then as the elephant noise started coming closer and closer, even Tenyang and Changun tried to crawl towards the noise, and then they realized that the elephants are here to stay. They are here to feed. These group of elephants, children, they look for feeding grounds, the place where they will eat today, where they will feast today. So today that was the spot, and the feeding takes a lot of time. What do you think? Tenyang and Changun will be able to go upstream to in search of that, up the mountain in search of that stream? What do you feel? Because the elephants had firmly blocked the path. What do we do now? Tenyang, Changun asked. We wait, her brother replied grimly. The children waited. Apart from the sounds made by the feeding elephants, the jungle was silent. The deep hush was broken only twice by the hukuku call of a hulok gibbon and a pangolin scampering through the undergrowth. They waited patiently for over 2 hours. So, students, Tenyang and Changun were quite worried. They had to wait over there because they cannot pass, they cannot slip through the elephants. It's very dangerous, children. When in the zoo we see an elephant, we feel so joyful, we feel so nice, we can even take a ride. But these wild elephants, children, are not a very pleasant sight. They can be dangerous. You can't pass through them. They might run through and hurt us. So the children had to wait over there. So when they were waiting, children, the jungle was so silent. Animals were, maybe the animals were just not making any noise except the sound of the hulok gibbon. Now, gibbon, children, is an animal and he belongs to the apes family. Chimpanzee, gorillas, something like that. And the pangolin. Now, the pangolin is a mammal, it's an animal, and his movement was making little bit noise. His scampering as in his movement was making little bit noise. Otherwise, it was very, very silent. And these children waited for over 2 hours. Quite a long time, children. That shows the patience, determination. Patience as in they're waiting, children, they're not getting tired. And determination as in they know they have to find the salt. How strong willed these children are. And then finally they heard heavy bodies crash through the thick foliage. The elephant's herd was on the move. They climbed for an hour and all of a sudden stumbled into a clearing. Hundreds of hoof marks visible on the ground. There were also some pug marks of wild cats and imprints of elephant feet. Changun cried out, "It's a natural salt lake." Wild animals came to lick the earth for salt. This took care of the salt requirement of their bodies. The salt spring furrow ran through the center of the clearing for some distance and then disappeared into a hollow. Thanyang and Changun raced towards the hollow. As they had guessed, it was a cave. So, students, you saw how they moved after the elephants left. They did not take a turn back and go back home. They went ahead and soon they reached a clearing. A clearing, as in students, a new place, an opening from the jungle. And in this opening, children, what did they see? They saw imprints of animal feet. They saw the imprints of the elephant. They saw hoof marks. Maybe that could be of horses. That could be of the sheep, the goats. And they saw the pug marks. Pug marks belong to the family of cats. The tiger, the leopard, all those animals. So these imprints of animals showed that they were coming over there to lick the ground. The children understood that this was a salt lick area. This was a proper area where the animals fulfilled their requirement of salt. It means their salt is somewhere close by. As they saw it ahead, children, as they moved ahead, they saw that it moved straight towards a cave. The clearing was going straight towards a glittering cave where they finally saw salt. How exciting, how cheerful they must be feeling. The sunlight lit up the interior at the cave's mouth. The walls of the tunnel, like cave, were coated with white crystals. Heaps of crystals rose like molehills from the floor and dangled like wasps' nests from the ceiling. The pure white crystalline heaps glittered in the slanting rays of the afternoon sun. Thanyang bent down and picked up a pinch of the crystals and put it to the tip of his tongue. "It's salt," he whispered in wonder, as if unable to believe his tongue. Soon he began to hop about wildly, in imitation of a tribal war dance, whooping and shrieking in gay abandon. "We've found salt," he cried. Changun crooned. "There's enough salt in this cave to last our village 1,000 years. That tunnel-like cave is a natural salt mine. The spring flowed through it, carrying some of the salt away," said Changun. The sun was already halfway down on its journey or across the horizon. The children knew they must hurry back home to their village. Though they wanted to locate the salt spring, they knew this was not the right time. So, students, what did they discover? They discovered a salt cave. And this natural salt cave looked very beautiful, children. It was like as if molehills. A mole, children, digs the ground and throws the mud outside. So there is a small, mud hill. So like that, there was a salt hill on the ground, and the wasp make a nest, children. They were dangling, hanging salt nests, you can say, from the ceiling. So everywhere salt was there. To confirm, Thanyang took little bit and tasted it, and he was so joyful. He did a tribal war dance. He started his dance and he was whooping as in shouting with joy, shrieking, this shrill thin voice of cry of joy. So he was very happy. And Changun on the other side crooned along. She also said softly, "This can last our village for 1,000 years." They were so delighted. But what reminded them they have to go home? The sun. The sun was about to set. They saw the horizon and they're like, "We have to hurry home. We do want to find the salt spring, but then this is not the right time." How sensible. The children were so matured. They knew the importance of time, the importance of going back home, children. This is how we carry out our day to day activities, children. They wanted to have fun, they wanted to help the village, but at the same time, they followed the rules of coming back home on time. What a sensible discussion these two have had. Right, students? Now that they've discovered salt, they are worried whether they should go ahead to find the salt spring. They are worried about going back home since the sun is setting. So, what will happen next, students? Let's do it and let's find it out together in our class. Let's meet in the Google Meet class and find the end of the story. You're quite excited, right? Let's meet. Thank you, students.